The psychology of people who don't post on social media. There's a quiet group of people you rarely notice online. They scroll, they observe, they know what's happening, but they don't post. No updates, no announcements, no carefully framed moments. And in a world that equates visibility with relevance, their silence is often misunderstood. This episode explores the psychology of people who don't post on social media, not as absence, but as a choice shaped by perception, identity, and self-protection. 1. Silence in a world that rewards noise. Social media is built on expression, sharing thoughts, sharing milestones, sharing identity. Posting becomes a signal. I am here. I am participating. I am relevant. So when someone doesn't post, the assumption is often simple. They're private. They're insecure. They have nothing to say. But psychology tells a more complex story. 2. Awareness without exhibition. Many people who don't post are not disengaged. They are highly aware. They notice patterns. They read tone. They understand dynamics. But they don't feel compelled to turn awareness into performance. For them, experience does not require an audience. 3. Identity without validation. Posting invites feedback, likes, comments, silence, and feedback shapes self-perception. Some people intuitively sense this and opt out, not because they fear judgment, but because they don't want identity to be negotiated publicly. Their sense of self is internal, not crowdsourced. 4. The discomfort with curated selves. Social media rarely shows life as it is. It shows life as it is edited. Highlights without context, confidence without doubt, joy without cost. For some, participating in this economy feels dishonest. They don't want to compress complexity into a post, so they choose not to play. 5. Visibility as vulnerability. Posting is not neutral. It exposes opinion, emotion, values. For people who are reflective, sensitive, or cautious, that exposure feels risky. Once something is posted, it no longer belongs to you. It can be interpreted, archived, misunderstood. Silence becomes a boundary. 6. The observer's advantage. People who don't post often become observers. They see how narratives form, how outrage spreads, how identities harden. They understand that attention is not evenly distributed and not always earned. This awareness creates distance. Distance creates restraint. 7. Emotional self-regulation. Social platforms amplify emotion. Anger spreads faster than calm. Certainty spreads faster than nuance. Some people sense how easily mood is influenced and protect themselves by limiting participation. Not posting becomes a form of emotional hygiene. 8. The myth of missing out. There is a cultural belief that not posting means missing out, but many non-posters experience the opposite. They are present without documenting presence. They live moments instead of proving them. Their experiences are quieter, but often deeper. 9. When silence is misread. Silence online is often misinterpreted offline. People assume distance, disinterest, withdrawal. But non-posting is rarely about disconnection. It is about selective engagement. They choose depth over breadth, privacy over performance, presence over projection. 10. The ethical dimension. There is an ethical question here. In a system that monetizes attention, refusing to post is a refusal to perform identity for approval. It challenges the idea that existence requires visibility, that meaning requires metrics. 11. Not antisocial, anti-artificial. Most people who don't post are not antisocial. They are anti-artificial. They prefer conversations that disappear, moments that aren't ranked, connections that don't require proof. 12. The cost of constant expression. Constant expression creates constant self-monitoring. What should I share? How will it be received? Does this represent me well? Non-posters step out of this loop, and in doing so, they preserve mental space. 13. Silence as self-trust. Not posting requires self-trust. Trust that life doesn't need witnesses to be real. Trust that value isn't measured by reaction. Trust that being unseen does not equal being insignificant. 14. You don't owe the world an update. There is no obligation to narrate your life. No moral duty to share growth. No requirement to display happiness. No rule that says silence equals absence. Privacy is not weakness. It is choice. 15. Closing reflection. If you don't post on social media, it doesn't mean you are behind. It may mean you are intact. It may mean you understand. That attention is powerful, and you choose where it goes. This is Ethiax, where psychology meets responsibility, and responsibility begins when identity is lived, not uploaded.